Hello, welcome back for another video of Liverpool updates. A few things to get through, not too many in terms of score lines, but a few things off the field as well, and a preview for tonight's match against Atalanta in the Champions League, where Liverpool can go through to the knockout stages. So, going to start off with some of the off-field stuff first, going back to where I left off in the last video update. And the big kind of one I didn't cover, which was kind of just about happening at the time that I did the last video, was Liverpool leaving Melwood, which obviously is massive. Liverpool's training ground for, as long as most in the living memory have trained there. A really special place, but one I feel which was correct. A good decision to move on and upwards to kind of match other teams. You look at Manchester City and Spurs. They've got state-of-the-art, brand new training facilities. It's a bit like when you're playing Football Manager, isn't it? And you're looking at the board requests and, after asking for transfer budget, your next thing is improve the training, improve the youth facilities, and we've done both, haven't we, really? The Kirkby is the new home, where the academy, basically, we're already training. And they've basically combined the two together. So Melwood, such a special place. But yeah, I was lucky enough to kind of vaguely kind of look at it from the outside on a recent trip to Liverpool. Didn't get to go in, but yeah, driving around the outside it's quite old. It's pretty open to the elements and the rest of the population of the city. It almost looks like a prison going around the outside with the high fences and the barbed wire and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was a really good call from Klopp to push that through to bring the academy and the first team together in one place. And yeah, looking at the pictures, Chamberlain did a really good video. He always has kind of good videos for the kits and stuff like that coming out. But yeah, he took you on a tour of the new facility, the AXA Training Centre, as it will be known. So hopefully we got a bit of money back on what we spent in terms of in building it with AXA. Obviously already sponsoring the training gear, now sponsoring the training facility, which is great. To get maybe we got a quarter, a half, or almost all of it paid for by them, which is excellent. So just shows you the pull of Liverpool that we can get a training centre sponsorship, which is great. So yeah, Melwood, many good memories for many good players, past, present. But yeah, going forward into the future, I think that was a really good decision. And yeah, it just looks top of the range, doesn't it, for a team that really is aiming to be top of the world. And recently is the world champions still. I'm not sure when the next one will take place, the Club World Cup, whether they've changed that to the summer of 2021 and it's this big expanded tournament. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we shall see. So other than that, yeah, we've had injuries, I think is the main word to describe Liverpool's November so far. Obviously Van Dijk was already out for the season. Fabinho had already picked up a hamstring strain, so we were down to Gomez as our only fit centre-back, as Matip was still coming back from his own injury. But yeah, Gomez got a really big injury whilst with the England camp, which left us with no senior centre-backs whatsoever, even the covered ones. So going into a season with 3 centre-backs did come back to bite him in the bum, didn't it, Klopp? So I didn't rate Lovren, but as a 4th choice centre-back, we needed him. He played many times last season. So why would you then think we don't need 4 centre-backs? It's a strange one. Henderson's had his issues as well, which means Fabinho is relied on as a CDM. But then if he drops back into centre-back, we're a midfielder down. So for me, you want to play people in their best position. Fabinho is a fantastic centre-back. He's arguably the best one after Van Dijk and is the most similar to him. More so probably than Gomez and Matip are. So he can do a job, and thankfully he has come back, and Matip has got to fitness too. So them two together can just about hold the fort, I'd say. Fabinho and Matip are good. Whether or not Matip can play week in, week out, I don't know. His injury record is not great, so it would be really nice for him to just put all that behind him and have a really good, really good strong season. Maybe play 30 league games or something and have a great season, because Gomez and Van Dijk don't look like they're going to be playing again this season, and potentially might even miss the Euros as well. I don't know how their setbacks, how long they'll be. It's not really been time scale. There's no time scale, in fact, from Liverpool in terms of the layoff for both of them. So, yeah, I mean, Fabinho and Matip, for me, pretty strong. If we can get Henderson back in fit as well, to sit just in front of them, I think it's good enough. It's not as good as Van Dijk, but, I mean, for me, Gomez isn't great either. So, you know, arguably Fabinho and Van Dijk is our strongest. I still would like to see us bring our centre-back in January, which Klopp has been very stubborn in terms of replacing players. You look at Karius, gave him a year too many. Moreno gave him a year too many. I think finally he's admitted in a recent conference that, 5 weeks today, the January window is open. We need a centre-back. You know, Matip can't be relied on. We're missing Fabinho in midfield. Gomez can't be relied on. And Van Dijk's nearly 30. So we need a centre-back, whether that's a Koulibaly. I don't know how much he'll cost based on he's already 29, 30 years old. Or you go towards an Upamecano, someone like that from Leipzig, who looks like he's going to be available for 40 to 50, which is pretty good. You know, they spent 75 on Van Dijk, and he could be a long-term successor and partner to him. So watch this space, I think. I mean, Nat Phillips and Reece Williams have come in here and there, which is okay against your West Broms and your Fulhams, but when you get into the Champions League knockout stages, you look at last season with Adrian in goal, it just takes that one player that's not at that quality, at that level, and you lose the game. It's as simple as that. You know, you might have 10 fantastic outfield players or 9 great ones, but if you've got 1 or 2 in there that are not at that level, they will be exposed, and you will lose matches and miss out on trophies, big trophies, that you're good enough to win. But players like, Lovren in the past, Adrian, Moreno have cost us, Karius have cost us massive, massive titles. And for me, for the sake of 30, 40, 50 mil, even in the COVID times, a club like Liverpool need to focus on a centre-back as their next big signing for me. We'll get onto other positions later on, but for me, that's one that they really need to focus on. Obviously that Leicester game was the first match back after the international break on the Sunday evening. They were top, we were second or so by a point, and I expected a really good game. Both teams were, we were ravaged with injuries. They were missing a few. Soyuncu, the main one, Ricardo Pereira's been out long term anyway, and Castagna was missing as well. Neither team at their strongest, but we didn't even get out of second gear. It was a 3-0 win. Evans put us ahead with an own goal from a corner. More interested in Mane than the ball and the goal. Second goal was fantastic, but my favourite goal of the night. Robertson beat his man on the left, beautiful ball in, and Jota knew exactly where it was going, ran through, header, goal. Jota does it again. I think he's pretty much scored in every home match he's played, has he not? And a hat-trick away against Atalanta, who we played tonight. So looking great. Diogo Jota, he's won the Standard Chartered Player of the Month as well, fully deserved. What a signing. I've spoken to a few different friends of mine, different fans of different teams. You look at the likes of Man United, they kind of look on the transfer list and go, right, who's the biggest name available to us? Right, Van de Beek, Cavani, let's get them in. Are they the positions and the style of player that they potentially needed? Probably not. So Liverpool have gone the other way, and they thought, okay, there's some big names out there. All our success that we've had that we could attract. Thiago being one, which was great, which I'll get onto in a minute. But was Diogo Jota the best option, the best name, the biggest name available to Liverpool in the summer as a winger? No, he wasn't. The likes of Jadon Sancho were being flying about. Chelsea looked at getting over Havertz. Could we have got Havertz if we wanted to get him over Chelsea? Potentially, yes. But no, we looked and we thought, no, Diogo Jota, he fits the bill. The front three are so high press, high energy, passionate footballers. They like to score goals, all different types of goals. Jota can use his left, his right, he can score with his head. He's only short, a little man as well. And he's fit perfectly, and he's not needed any warm-up time at all. He's been thrust straight into the team. Klopp even changing his formation at times to fit him in. And for once, when one of those front three are missing, Firmino, Salah or Mane, Jota can slot straight in, and there's no difference. The difference of before when you're bringing in a Minamino or you're bringing in a Shaqiri, for example. The level just dropped really. So it's great to see options in that front three that doesn't weaken the team. So yeah, great for him to carry on. And then the third goal was Firmino, who, God, so everybody wants him to score. It's almost feeling sorry for him now. Like he missed a sitter. He hit the post 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. It was so easy to score and he missed. And they're like, oh, he works really hard off the ball and he deserved his goal. And he did score a good goal. It was a header from a corner, but it's getting almost to pity now. He scored, 3 goals in 20-something matches? Come on, mate. Surely Klopp's got to think, okay, I've brought Jota in. When Salah and Mane are fit, potentially Jota is now the better option through the middle, or maybe Salah through the middle and Jota on the wing. Because as much as I've loved Firmino over the years, he's not good enough anymore. And it pains me to say, because I really like him. He's one of my favourite players, but he's almost the best of the rest that when Klopp joined, he was the last person that maybe needed to be replaced. He was one of the better players when Klopp took over. So, you strengthen the weakest positions over and over you go. Eventually we get Van Dijk, eventually we get Alisson. Salah and Mane came in early days, and then you think, okay, Firmino, pretty much the only first team player left now that was here before at the level. So, the likes of Gomez have developed under Klopp. He was already at the club, I know, but players like everybody else pretty much in the 11 has been a Klopp signing. There's a couple that isn't, Milner, Henderson, but pretty much everyone else has been brought in by Klopp. So Milner's not here for long term. Every team needs a player like Milner and Henderson to set the precedent, to be passionate, to tell the lads what to do, a Roy Keane type player. But yeah, I think Firmino is now coming to the point where he needs to either buck his ideas up or be replaced. The likes of Erling Haaland are available in the summer of 2022 for £65 million. I mean, there's a lot of clubs that are going to meet that contract buyout clause. There's going to be a bidding war in terms of the contract amounts on the table. PSG know that they're not as big a draw because of the league, so they'll be offering silly money. I think Haaland has, the ability to actually play in any league he wants, and I think he has the ambition to do that, whether that's in Spain, Italy, or England. Obviously he's already been playing in Germany. I can't see him going to Bayern after already playing for Dortmund. It could happen, but I think he'll want to experience a new league. So watch this space again. I don't know if Liverpool will fight for him over Man City, or Mbappe is going to be on the move. It's interesting. Before we signed Jota and Thiago, I'd pretty much given up on us spending a penny, but suddenly we spent 45 on Jota and 25 on Thiago, 70 mil. That's Haaland money. So we'll see. But yeah, 3-0 win. Didn't have to get out of second gear. Leicester were awful. We were fantastic. We move on. The schedule now is pretty horrendous. It's pretty much a game every 3 days. You've got a league game, a midweek Champions League game, a league game, a midweek Champions League game, a league game, a midweek Champions League game. And then you come to the Christmas period where you've got league game every 3 days over the Christmas. So it's a bit of a crazy schedule until we hit Jan and the FA Cup breaks come in and we can start, rotating and resting players every other weekend again. But the schedule really, it's becoming a little bit silly in my opinion with internationals now. Klopp's famously done a rant that wasn't televised or chosen not to be about the broadcasters. We're playing on a Wednesday night and then we're playing on Saturday at 12:30. And I get that, to be honest, I do. I get that, but there has to be a balance, doesn't there? I listen to a lot of Talk Sport, and I see the argument from both sides that the broadcasters pay a hell of a lot of money to pick these games for the time slots that they want the viewers to see, and the most popular times, fans will be watching TV. And if they want Liverpool on at 12:30, they're going to pick Liverpool at 12:30. But does it become the point where you can't pick a player? For instance, the Europa League. Every team that plays on a Thursday plays on a Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. That's it. That's what they get. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's not really any difference, is there? If we were playing at 5:30 on the Saturday, is it much of a difference? We're kicking off, 5 hours later? It's not going to make a big difference. So, yes, we could help out our teams a bit more. But I don't think it's the scheduling of Champions League and Premier League. You've got big enough squads to deal with that. I think it's the silly internationals. You've got, this is where I'll get on to Salah. Obviously picked up COVID-19, whether that was at his brother's wedding or with the Egypt camp, I don't know. But it proves the point that why are meaningless internationals being played while we still have a global pandemic on? I get that the, domestic competitions need to carry on, yes, because people's lives depend on it and the income depends on it. The international game, there's not really any cause for concern, is there? The countries, the FAs make money from their own leagues. They don't rely purely on international football. It's a bonus. So, yes, the qualifiers for the Euros needed to go ahead. Scotland, Northern Ireland, yes. Did the Nations League games need to go ahead? Could that have been scrapped? Yeah, it could have been. Pointless international friendly with Ireland, where potentially they've got someone that's tested positive after the game. What's the point? I thought Nations League was to replace international friendlies, but all we've done now is we're playing 3 international games in the international break instead of 2, which is putting more pressure on the players. Obviously, the top players are playing week in, week out for their teams, and now playing 3 games in one international break, and they can't handle it. They break down. So, you lose a Gomez, you lose a Salah to COVID. Why are they jotting about all over the world when they could catch COVID? Stick to domestic football. And, yeah, for me, that was just really silly. I mean, Salah is back tonight. Apparently he's back in training. Potentially could feature at home to Atalanta tonight, so we'll wait and see what team he'll put out. I've got a funny feeling Minamino, Origi, Tsimikas, those kind of players are going to play, I think. I mean, if it was a full-strength team, it would be very similar to the team that finished against Leicester. Obviously, Keita coming off with an injury again, which I'll get on to. But yeah, Milner moved into midfield and Nico Williams came on at right back, who, yeah, he did a job. So I think it'll be a very similar team to that if he was to go full strength. However, I think that could be the team for Brighton at the weekend. I think tonight he's going to be looking at Origi, Minamino. At least to start with, you get 5 subs in the Champions League, so if we need it, we've got the option. He did that against Midtjylland. He brought on your Salahs, your Manes towards the end of the game to get the goals. Shouldn't have had to, but he did need to. So I'd be very surprised if there wasn't some rotation tonight. I don't know if Reece Williams is fit. Would he play both the Williams together in the back line? Potentially not, if he wants to rest Robertson as well, who's played a lot of football. Bobby could probably do with a rest. I don't think he trained either. He did a lot of travelling for Brazil. So yeah, I think we might be seeing a bit of a rotation tonight. Liverpool only need to win the game to pretty much guarantee topping the group. It will guarantee them going through to the knockout stages. The only way they won't win the group if they win tonight is if they lose the remaining games and Ajax win all of them, and Midtjylland beat Liverpool, sorry. So Ajax have got if we win tonight, Ajax have got to beat us at Anfield, and Midtjylland have got to beat Liverpool for us to not win the group. So a win tonight, pretty much there. We've then got Midtjylland and Ajax, who we've already beaten, to rest some players in the busy periods because the game will be dead rubbers because we've already won the group. So that's best case scenario, isn't it? Getting on to a couple of players, Keita, who I've just mentioned. Honestly, I've really tried. Honestly, I've really tried. There's a lot of friends of mine have said, you're giving out all this about Pogba. Keita's just another flop, and I've defended him. I've defended him when he's come in. He's done well. He's picked up injuries here and there. We've got a lot of competition in the midfield, but against Leicester, I literally said, right, here you go, mate. You've got Thiago's out injured, Henderson's out injured, Fabinho's pushed to centre back. This is your time to shine and earn a place in this team. What does he do? Absolutely nothing. 54 minutes, I'm injured. Honestly, I give up with him. He's been here for what, 3 years now? 2-3 years? At what point does the £60 million get repaid? We did it a year in advance. We got this great player. We've paid a year early before we even get him to stop other people getting him. Why? What does he do? Is he a holding midfielder? No. Is he like a box to box? Probably. Does he do much? Not really. Does he score often? No. Does he assist? No. Does he tackle? No. He's just kind of there, and I want him to do well, but I don't know. At what point do you say, actually, we're going to cut our losses now? We're Liverpool. We can get better players than you, and arguably we have better players than you already in this team in that position. You know, whether Wijnaldum stays with a new contract, I hope he does. That'll open up a position for Keita if he sticks around. Milner's maybe only got 1 year left as well. So yeah, there are opportunities coming up for Keita to play more football, but he needs to stay fit and actually, you know, take advantage of that. You know, you've got Chamberlain is another one. How many times is he going to be out injured for? He, you know, at what point does he come back? So fingers crossed, Chamberlain is on the verge of coming back and can start playing again. You know, when he does play and he's in the team, at least he does something. At least he scores goals. You know, I can think of the goals against Genk, the goals against Manchester City. Brilliant. You know, he actually makes a difference when he plays. All right, the injuries aren't great, but someone like Chamberlain I would give more opportunity to than Keita at the moment. So Shaqiri, the other one, I kind of got rid in my head, and then he kind of earned his way back in, and he started to play well. He got a couple of assists for, I think, for Jota's goal. And then suddenly, yeah, he's not in the squad. He's injured. He's got something else. Yeah, for me, there's players like that we really need to replace. I don't know if we will in the short term. But when you're moaning about all these games and you need a squad, you need a squad to be fit. Otherwise, there's not a lot of point in having a 25-man squad if 13 of them are only ever fit and available to call upon. You know, I mean, we've got people like Minamino and Origi who are fitness. They're pretty good, but are they good enough? I'm not sure. I mean, Origi, yes, has done fantastic things in the past, great moments, but there's, you know, you can even that out with things that he hasn't done. He's come on or started matches and done absolutely nothing against average opponents. So Minamino as well. I know he's only been here for a short time, but at what point does he start playing to the levels you expect from a Liverpool player? He's not going to dislodge Salah, Mane or Jota in the front three, is he? He's not a midfield free kind of player either. So I don't know. I think there's a few squad players that we need to move on, and I think we can get better in the summer, or whether COVID is a thing of the past by next summer with the vaccine. People can move on, fans can come back in, and teams can start to spend money again like they did before. We'll wait and see. But whether or not we're saving up for a big signing in 2022 with that Haaland or Mbappe, we shall see. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, yeah, really, I've mentioned that Atalanta tonight, if you know, we beat them 5-0 away, Jota hat-trick. If we win tonight, we're through. I think we will. I don't know if Salah will play. I think he might play a part. I don't know if he'll start, or if he does start, maybe someone like Mane will be rested to counterbalance that. I don't think Mane and Salah will both start, put it that way. So yeah, other than that, we've got Brighton at the weekend, away at 12:30, which I think will be a similar team to the one that ended the game against Leicester. So yeah, other than that, I think that's covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. And then yeah, we'll do another video after the Atalanta and the Brighton game. Hopefully by then we can have a rough idea of what kind of teams we might get in the last 16. After 4 match days have been played, you start to get an idea. For example, Chelsea and Sevilla's group is already decided of who goes through. It's just a matter of who comes top and who comes second. So we'll have a little look. It's going to be rough. After 5 match days, you can almost do it, and after 6 match days, obviously you know exactly who's in the pot with you. So yeah, we'll come back to that. Hope you enjoyed the Christmas tree in the background, and we'll see you soon.